Hello, Franklin sports fans. Welcome back to Franklin High School for this latest varsity softball matchup, where your Franklin Panthers are about to take on the visiting Milford Scarlet Hawks. Game starting a little bit later than it was originally scheduled for, but not too much later. But a 4 p.m. start time. Franklin comes into this game with an overall record of 7-10. And this is actually their second game against the Milford Scarlet Hawks. The first game happened on April 30th, and Franklin walked away with a 7-1 win against the Milford Scarlet Hawks. Since then, Franklin has had 3 losses and 3 wins. And so Franklin is hoping to sweep the Scarlet Hawks with this game. Milford comes into this game with an overall record of 9-7, and since their April 30th loss to the Panthers, they've incidentally had the exact same record: 3 wins and 3 losses, and that's including to Franklin. So Franklin taking the field with number 5, Sierra O'Brien, taking the mound for the Panthers. Milford starting off the game with center fielder Olivia Baglioni at the plate. First pitch, that's going to be high, ball 1. Baglioni ready for the pitch. Second one coming up. That's going to be called strike 1. So 1-1 to Baglioni. Third pitch coming right up. That's in there for strike 2. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be high, ball 2. So 2-2 now to Baglioni. Follow-up pitch from O'Brien. That's going to be called strike 3. So a nice way for Kira O'Brien. I think I've got her name pronounced correctly now. Kira O'Brien starting off the game with 1 out for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. And this one looks like it's number 1, Ava Baglioni. Outfielder and infielder for Milford. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Might be able to hear a little bit of wind going on in the background here. Second pitch from O'Brien. And it's going to be a little high, so ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Third pitch from O'Brien. That's close, but it's going to be ball 2. Follow-up pitch. That's going to be called strike 2. So 2-2 to Baglioni. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 2 strikeouts here from Kira O'Brien. Not a bad start to this game. So up next, it looks like we have number 21, Kay Pellegrini. First pitch. That's in there for strike one. Second pitch. That's a ground ball to second base. Franklin gets the out at first, and that's going to retire the side for Milford. So a quick 1-2-3 inning to start off this game for the Franklin Panthers. So we thank you viewers at home for tuning into this game on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. Franklin actually has quite a bit of athletic activity happening here. Got this game happening concurrently with the girls lacrosse team playing against KP. That's happening on, that's a home game for the Panthers. So best of luck to the Panthers as they face off against KP. Boys baseball is on the road to Milford. So best of luck to the baseball team there. This is Chris Flynn bringing the commentary to you folks viewing at home. Chris Leveron running the broadcast, and we've got Ben McBride, a student volunteer, helping out on camera. So Milford having their little chat at the pitcher's mound. Lily Santiago starting off the lineup for the Panthers here in the bottom of the first inning. And number 9, Lauren Williams, leading off the pitching for Milford. As the home plate umpire gets everything squared away. First pitch from Williams. That's going to be ball 1. That looked like it was a tiny bit high. Second pitch from Williams. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. One and one here. That pitch is going to be, that one is going to be strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Oh, that's actually strike 3. So 1 out for the Panthers. First pitch here. That one's in the dirt. Number 20, Sophia Sacramone up at bat now. That one's in there for strike 2. Or strike 1, my mistake. So 1 and 1 to Sacramone. 1 out. Third pitch. That's going to be a line drive to third base. Making that catch. Really, really sharp eyes there. So it's going to be 1 out for the Panthers. Number 7, Sarah Boozing up now. That first pitch is going to be in the dirt, so ball 1. Might actually be 2 outs. Having a hard time telling from here. There was the strikeout earlier. then the live drive to third base for Milford. So pitch count being 1-1. Follow up, that one's going to be hit foul. Thankfully, not coming anywhere near us where our live streaming gear is. We've had that happen before on the baseball field. So 1-2 to Buzang. The 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be high. Ball 2. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. 2-2 now to Buzang. Two-two pitch. That one's going to be a ground ball to the pitcher, and she's going to get it to first baseman Angelina Bonina, and that's going to be an easy 1-2-3 inning for Milford as the game stays scoreless. So Kira O'Brien returning to the pitcher's mound for the top of the second inning. And a cloudy but nice day here. And a bit on the cool side, but we'll take that instead of being on the supremely hot side. Hot or humid. A little bit windy, but tolerable. And Milford has Brooks Stokes up at bat. That one's going to be low. Ball 1. The upcoming second pitch from O'Brien. Swing and a miss, strike 1. So 1-1 to Stokes. And that one's going to be a pop fly ball. That might have actually hit the ground first before it got to O'Brien. And then O'Brien making the easy out at first. So 1 down for Milford. Number 11, Isabella Lascurbo coming up at bat. First pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be strike 1. Second pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Third pitch, that one's going to be high, so ball 1. So one ball, 2 strikes to Lascurbo. And here comes the 1-2. O'Brien with the second pitch. Oop, she might have actually been hit by that. That's number 9, Lauren Williams. The pitcher for Milford, and she's going to be substituted out. Pinch runner is going to be number 4, Amelia Maloney. So as the home plate umpire gets the base runner number straightened out with Milford, gameplay resumes. We've got I believe we've got number 8, Avery Maki, up at bat. First pitch to her is going to be ball 1. That second pitch is going to be low, ball 2. So Milford working with a runner on base, but down 2 outs. Second pitch, that one's going to be in there for strike 1. As Franklin tries to get the third out at home at first base, but she's not far off of the. She does wind up stealing second, but Franklin cannot make the catch. After Maloney winds up sliding underneath second base player Ella Weston. She wound up collapsing on top of her. But she seems to be doing okay. Brianna Schaefer is out there. Weston thankfully laughing the whole thing off. So just a really awkward position for Weston to try to catch that ball, but thankfully she had number 12, Olivia Ross, right there next to her to pick up the slack there. So full count now to Maki. Full count pitch. That one's going to be ball 4, so that's going to be a walk. Number 22, Angelina Bonina up at bat now. Milford now with runners on first and second. But they are down 2 outs. Second pitch, that's going to be ground ball. Ball 2. That's going to be strike 1. That pitch is going to be high, so ball 3. So 3-1 now to Bonina. Three balls and 1 strike. Follow-up pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be ball 4. So with a couple of walks here, or actually with the one walk there, Milford now has bases loaded. Number 13, Kyla Nashawati up at bat now for Milford. As Marley Allen has a little talk with O'Brien. Franklin finding themselves in a very sticky situation here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. That first pitch is going to be low, ball 1.
No intentions to swing here. Serve it up.
That second pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. One and 2 now. And that's going to be in there for strike 3. So Franklin gets themselves out of a massive, massive jam right there. And Milford leaves 3 stranded on base as we go into the bottom of the second inning. So very quickly moving into the bottom of the second inning. Marley Allen to start off the bottom of the second inning for the Panthers. First pitch is going to be in there for strike 1. That's going to be strike 2. So that's going to be strike 3 for Allen. So Franklin down 1 out. Up now is number 5, Kira O'Brien. And she's going to wind up being hit on that pitch, so number 10, Ella Weston up at bat now. She's got a runner on base to work with. That first pitch is going to be strike 1. This one's going to be at foul and off to the home side of the field, but thankfully no one gets injured. No one is hit by it. Second pitch, that one's going to be high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here, 1 out. That one's close, but it's going to be ball 2. Follow-up pitch, that one's going to be hit foul, and it's going to go just beyond the fence. So Milford is unable to track that one down. So Weston staying alive here. That one's going to be in there for strike 3. So Franklin down 2 outs. number 14 is going to be Brick Benetti. After that pitch, Franklin is able to steal second base very nicely. Nice stolen base there for Kira O'Brien. So, bottom of the second inning, 2 outs. Franklin with the runner in scoring position. That one's going to be nice line drive into left field. And Franklin coming all the way around to put the first run on the board for the Panthers, making it a 1-0 game. Number 23, Josie Drecker up at bat. This one's going to be a pop fly ball into the infield. Milford able to handle that one easily, and that's going to retire the side. But not before Franklin is able to do some damage and put the first run on the board. So Franklin now leads the game by a score of 1-0 against the Milford Scarlet Hawks. So we get ready for the top of the third inning here. And Franklin with a nice play there at the end of the second inning that allowed them to put the first run in the game. Number 15, Olivia Baglioni, to start off the top of the third. And the sun has come out. Ooh, that pitch is going to be really high. No mistaking that as a ball 1. And now one massive dust cloud goes right up into the center of the field. Whew. So gameplay resumes after that little dust up, a literal dust up. Third pitch here. That one's going to be in the dirt. Ball 2. Follow-up pitch, that's going to be a ground ball to second base. They get the out at first. 1 down. Next up is number 1, Ava Baglioni. First pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be in the dirt, so ball one. Second pitch. That one's going to be ball two. Third pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. Ooh. And goes into the fence in front of the Franklin dugout. That one's going to be in there for strike one. But that's actually in there for strike two. Yep. So two balls, two strikes. That one's in there for strike three. Another fantastic strikeout there for Kira O'Brien. First pitch here from O'Brien. That's going to be ball one. Up here we've got number 21, K. Pellegrini. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Follow-up pitch. That one's in there for ball two. Another big gust of wind right there. One of the few things that Mother Nature does that baseball and softball have to put up with. Follow-up pitch. That's in there for strike two. So 2-2 to Pellegrini. Full count to Pellegrini. One out. The payoff pitch. That's going to be a line drive ground ball into left outfield. Franklin able to keep Pellegrini from progressing on to second base there. That first pitch is going to be low, so ball one. That's going to be hit to third base. Franklin going for the out. It's first, and they just get, oh, she's going to be safe at first. She makes it just barely before the tag. So Milford now with runners on first and second. Up next is number 11, Bella Lacerbo. First pitch from O'Brien. That's going to be just outside, ball one. Second pitch, that's going to be in the dirt, so ball two. third pitch. That one's going to be hit foul, so that'll be strike one. So 2-1 to Lacerbo. That one's going to be high, so ball three. Three and one now to Lacerbo. That one's going to be in there for strike two. So full count now. The payoff pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be a pop fly ball into center field, and Franklin can't quite get a glove on that one. That's going to allow Milford to not only tie the game up, but they also take the tie-breaking run. So Milford makes it a 2-1 game. An RBI double there for Lacerbo as she fights back from full count, and she winds up getting a 2-run double. Wow. So Milford leading 2-1. First pitch here to Milford is going to be strike one. Number 9, Lauren Williams. That one's going to be hit foul. Third pitch. That one's going to be strike three, and that's going to retire the side, but not before Milford does some damage of their own and makes it a 2-1 ball game against the Franklin Panthers. So Milford working to try to take this game against the Panthers, but still early on, bottom of the third inning. Oh. So as we get ready for the bottom of the third inning here, Franklin playing a little warm-up music. We've got number 16, Ava Flores up at bat to start off the bottom of the third inning for the Panthers. So we'll see what she's able to do against Williams. And again, a nice sunny day out here right now. A little bit of clouds, but nothing to make it an overcast day. Flores ready for the first pitch. That one's going to be in the dirt, so ball one. Second pitch from Williams. That one's in the dirt, ball two. And Mother Nature having her way with the infield again. Thankfully, the direction the wind's going is blowing the wind away. Although it does have to hit the visitors' bleachers first, but that pitch is going to be low, ball three. 2-1 now. walk of the inning. Lily Santiago, number 4, up at bat now for the Panthers. She's got a runner on first base to work with. No outs. That first pitch is going to be high, ball 1. Coach Steve DeVito of Milford having a little chat with Williams. Gameplay about to resume as the wind as the wind starts blowing the dust towards us. That's going to be a pop-up falling into, that's going to fall into foul territory, so. That pitch is going to be in there for strike 2. So 1 and 2. That pitch is going to be strike 3. So 1 out now for Franklin. As number 20, Sophia Sacramone, goes up to bat for the Panthers. So we do have, I believe, 1 out. First pitch is going to be strike 1. Second pitch, that's going to be hit foul. So Sacramone very quickly down 2 strikes. 0-2 count. 1 out for the Panthers. That pitch is going to be low, ball 1. Ready for the follow-up pitch. That one's going to be close, so it's going to be ball 2. That one's going to be high, so ball 3. Full count now to Sacramone. That's a fun little dust cloud going from right to left on the softball field. And that pitch is going to be ball 4. So Franklin now working with runners on first and second. 1 out. Up next is Sarah Boozang. First pitch is going to be low, ball 1. That pitch is going to be low, ball 2. So 2-0. Follow-up pitch from Williams. That one's going to be on the ground. So, and with that being a missed catch, that's going to result in stolen bases. So Franklin now now with runners on second and third. And Boozang at a pitch count of 3 balls and no strikes. Follow-up pitch. That one's in there for strike one. Nice pitch there for Williams to finally get a strike on the board here against Boozang. 3-1. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be a pop fly ball into foul territory, and Milford is not able to get a glove on that, so that's going to be strike two. Full count now to Boozang. Franklin only down 1 out. That one's going to be in there for strike three. So Franklin now down 2 outs. Still have runners on second and third. Number 9, Marley Allen up at bat. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Second pitch, that's going to be a pop-up. That's going to go to shortstop, and Milford able to make that catch, so that will retire the side for Franklin, who winds up stranding 2. And Milford is able to keep it a 2-1 ball game here as we get ready for the top of the 4th. So starting off the top of the 4th inning is going to be number 8, Avery Mackey. The wind doing its thing again. Second pitch from O'Brien is going to be ball 1. So 1-1 to Mackey. That pitch is going to be hit foul. So 1-2 now to Mackey. Follow-up pitch, that's in there for strike 3. So 1 down for Milford. And O'Brien has been doing spectacularly on the pitcher's mound. She's had plenty of strikeouts today, so. First pitch here. That one's going to be in the dirt, so ball 1. Up now is number 22, Angelina Bonina. Second pitch, that one's in there for strike. So 1-1 to Bonina. 1 out. Third pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be in the dirt, ball 2. So 2-1 now. Follow-up pitch. That one's in there for strike 2. The 2-2 pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be in the dirt. The home umpire not even flinching with that one. Marley Allen checking with him to make sure that he's okay after that ball did bounce off the ground and go into his padding, but he wasn't worried about it at all. Now Brian comes out of that at bat with another strikeout. So Milford down 2 outs. Number 11, Bella Lacerbo. She's going to hit that one foul. Oop, I actually got the team number wrong. It's number 13, Kyla Nashawati. Sorry about that, Kyla. Second pitch from O'Brien. She's going to hit that one foul. Although she was gearing up for a bunt there. So Nashawati down two strikes. 2 outs for Milford. The 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be high. Ball 1. So 1-2 now to Nashawati. The 1-2 pitch. That's in there for strike 3. So that is going to retire the side from Milford. And Franklin keeping it a 2-1 game. As the wind continues to have its way with the infield, but thankfully it hasn't been too bad as of yet. We thank you viewers for tuning into this varsity softball match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. Game that started a little bit late, but not super late. Milford with a 2-1 lead here. It has been a low-scoring game so far. And Milford taking the outfield for the bottom of the 4th inning. Up first for the Panthers is going to be number 5, Kara O'Brien. The pitcher for the Panthers. So O'Brien awaiting the first pitch from Williams. That one's going to be low, ball 1. Second pitch from Williams. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. Third pitch. She gets a piece of that, hits a foul. So 1-2, the follow-up pitch. Ooh, she swings at that a little too early. That's going to be strike 3. Up next is number 10, Ella Weston, shortstop for the Panthers. Panthers now down 1 out. First pitch to Weston. That one's going to be high, ball 1. Second pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be a pop-up to first base. And Milford able to catch that ball in foul territory, so that's going to make it 2 outs. Brooke Bonetti up at bat now. As she gets ready for her first pitch. That first pitch is going to be just low and inside, so ball 1. Second pitch from Williams. She's going to hit that one foul. So 1-1. The wind has been a big factor today. Thankfully, not really doing too much on the infield, but that one's going to be strike 2. So 1-2. 2 outs. And the 1-2 pitch from Williams. That one's going to be high, ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bonetti. The 2-2 pitch from Williams. And that's going to be nicely hit into left field. Strong line drive into left field, and it's going to give Franklin a base hit. Number 23, Josie Drucker up at bat now. Runner on first, two outs. First pitch to Drucker. That one's going to be a pop fly ball that's going to go to second base, and Milford able to make that catch. So Franklin inadvertently strands 1 runner on base, and Milford keeps it a 2-1 ball game here as we get ready for the top of the 5th. So Franklin getting ready for the top of the 5th inning. As windy as it has been here at Franklin High's softball field, it has not been uncomfortable yet. And hopefully it stays comfortable here. Although we are right smack in the middle of May. So it looks like we're going to have number 15 for Milford up at bat to start off the top of the fifth. 15 is Olivia Baglioni. Both infield and outfield up for Franklin having their little chats. Infield at the pitcher's mound. Outfield doing their little thing. Baglioni awaiting the first pitch from O'Brien. She's going to hit that one foul. Second pitch. That one's going to be a line drive into center field. Ground ball. Franklin's outfield able to get that ball into the infield very quickly to keep Baglioni from progressing it any further. Number 1, Ava Baglioni out of bat now. First pitch from O'Brien. Baglioni trying to bunt that, but it's going to miss her bat, so that's going to be strike one. And now Coach Davidi up at bat, up to talk to Baglioni. That one's going to be hit foul as well. So 0-2 now. 0-2 now to Ava Baglioni. Third pitch. She's going to hit that one foul. So again, the 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be a fly ball into right field. Franklin able to make the catch. Nice play, nice catch right there by number 23. Number 23, Josie Drucker. She tries to get that ball very, very quickly into first base. Franklin can't make the tag there, but they do make the out there. After that fly ball into right field. So 1 out for Milford. Number 21, Kay Pellegrini up at bat now. As Pellegrini calls off gameplay for a second there. Gameplay about to resume. Second pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be a ground ball to third base, and Franklin cannot make the play at first. Third base winds up fumbling the ball a tiny bit there. It's just enough for her to not try to make an out at either second or first. So Franklin with runners on first and second. 1 out. And number 10, Brooke Stokes awaiting the first pitch from O'Brien. Swing and a miss, strike one. Second pitch from O'Brien. That one's in the dirt, ball one. Third pitch, that one's going to be high, ball two. So 2-1. 2-1 to Stokes. 3-1 to Stokes. The payoff pitch. That one's going to be ball 4. So again, Milford's going to wind up loading the bases up here in the top of the 5th inning. Only 1 out. Coach Brianna Schaefer going out to have a little chat with O'Brien. Schaefer recognizing the potential danger that our team's in right now. Top of the 5th. Bases loaded for Milford and only 1 out. Looks like we have number 11, Abby Souza, up at bat now for Milford. So first pitch from O'Brien. That one's going to be in the dirt. Franklin cannot get a glove on that. And Milford's going to steal third, steal home. So that's going to make the score 3-1. Milford advances to second and third. And Milford not wasting any time stealing home after that. That pitch is going to be high, ball 2. Follow-up pitch, that one's going to be hit foul. Doesn't sound like it hit anyone, so. Hit either the grass or the pavement. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Souza. Follow-up pitch from O'Brien. That's going to be a pop-up. O'Brien tries to get a glove on it, and she does. So a nice foul territory catch there by Kira O'Brien. It's going to give Milford 2 outs right now. So Milford now down 2 outs. Lauren Williams up at bat, I believe. First pitch to her is going to be ball 1. Second pitch from O'Brien. Strike. Follow-up pitch, that one's going to be in the dirt, but Marley Allen able to keep that ball from going anywhere. So 2-1 to Williams. Follow-up pitch from O'Brien. That one's in there for strike 2. 2-2 now to Williams. 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and miss, strike 3. That's going to retire the side from Milford as they leave 2 base runners stranded. But they are able to increase their lead in this game to a score of 3-1. So Franklin slowly starting to reach into crunch time here as we get ready for the bottom of the 5th inning. Milford only had 2 runs, but So Lauren Williams getting ready for her 5th inning, just like Kiera O'Brien was getting ready for her 5th inning in the top of the inning. Number 16, Ava Flores, up at bat to start off. If there was ever a time for Franklin to try to get some more runs on the board, no time like the present. Home plate umpire gets his affairs straightened out. And we are ready for the first pitch from Williams. That one's in there for strike 1. Second pitch from Williams. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 0-2. Follow up. Swing and a miss. Ooh. Ava is able to get herself into first base without too many issues. So a missed catch there by Milford is what allows Flores to advance to first. She'll be substituted out for number 2, Sophia Arena. Up next now is number 8, Amelia Rakitin. First pitch to Rakitin. She's going to wind up hitting that very, very lightly in front of third base. Essentially a sacrifice hit for Rakitin as Franklin is able to advance to second base. So Franklin with 1 out. Runner on second. And up next is number 20, Sophia Sacramone. She's having a little chat with Coach Schaefer. First pitch. And if an Arena is going to be safe at third, she's able to steal third very, very easily. Milford trying to stay on top of that, but not quite able to get the catch in. That pitch is going to be hit foul. Bounces off the fence right behind the JV baseball field, off to our left. Third pitch. That one's. So Sacramone with a 2-1, two balls and 1 strike. And 1 out. Follow-up pitch. That one's going to be hit into shallow left field, and Milford is not able to make the catch. Arena able to run into home plate without any issue there, and that's gonna make the score 2-3. Franklin still down only 1 out. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change from Milford. As number 9, Lauren Williams, is going to be moved over to first base. And number 10, Brooke Stokes, is going to be taking over. So Stokes getting herself warmed up on the pitcher's mound. Up next for the Panthers is going to be number 7, Sarah Buzang. And Buzang getting ready for her first pitch from Stokes. Quite a bit of dust blowing around the infield. First pitch. That one's going to be low, ball 1. Second pitch. That one's in there for strike 1. So Buzang with a pitch count of 1-1. Franklin's still only 1 out. That pitch is going to be in the dirt. Ooh, and Sacramone takes off without any hesitation whatsoever. So Franklin once again with a runner in scoring position on second base. 2 balls and 1 strike. Follow-up pitch for Buzang. That one's going to be ball 3. So 3 balls and 1 strike. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. Full count now to Buzang. And here comes the full count pitch. That's going to be a ground ball that goes to Stokes. And Stokes winds up going for the easy out at first. So Franklin now down 2 outs. But Sacramone has moved on to third base. Franklin now down 2 outs. First pitch here to Marley Allen. That one's going to be ball 1. Second pitch. That's going to be a ground ball to Stokes, and she's going to go again for the easy out at first. And that will retire the side, but Franklin is able to put a run of their own on the board, bringing So we thank you viewers at home for tuning into this softball match on Franklin Pride TV, both on cable and on YouTube. Franklin has cut the lead down to 1. Milford leading the game by a score of 3-2 as we get ready for the top of the 6th. And Franklin with a pitching change of their own. That pitcher is number 11, Abby Souza. going to be red faced for the next 50 minutes. Unfortunately, we cannot claim workers' comp for you, sir. Are you doing okay? Seriously, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was a softball. It was a baseball. I was okay.
So Abby Souza getting ready for her first pitch in the top of the 6th inning. Some light antics going on behind the scenes as we were getting ready for the top of the 6th inning, but everything seems to. Franklin's shortstop, Ella Weston, able to make that catch. So 1 down. She did have to reach a bit for that one, but she's able to make the catch. So 1 out. Number 22, Angelina Bonina up at bat. First pitch. That one's just outside, ball 1. That one's going to be ball 2. So 2-0 to Bonina. Milford down 1 out. Third pitch from Souza. That one's going to be hit foul. And thankfully, even though that goes into the visitors' bleachers, no one winds up getting hit. That pitch from Souza is going to be ball 3. So 3-1 now to Bonina. Follow-up pitch, that one's in the dirt, so ball 4. So Milford now with a runner on first. Kyla Nashawati up at bat now, number 13 on the Milford roster. First pitch from Souza. That's going to be a punt. That's going to be a bunt. Pop fly ball that's going to be easily handled by Marley Allen. I should know her name by now. Allen able to make that catch, so Milford down 2 outs. Number 15, Olivia Baglioni. First pitch from Souza. That one's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. So Milford now down 2 outs, runner on first. Second pitch. That one's going to be a line drive into center field, and Franklin is able to make the catch, and a spectacular catch right there by Sophia Sacramone. And that's going to retire the side for Milford, who leave 1 runner stranded on first base, and Franklin able to keep it to a 3-2 lead here as we get ready for the bottom of the 6th. Abby Souza to start off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Panthers. As she awaits her first pitch from Stokes. That's in there for strike one. Second pitch from Stokes. That's in there for strike two. So Souza very quickly down 2 strikes. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. Very close, but it's going to be ball one. So 1-2 now to Souza. The 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. So Souza staying alive in this at-bat. Again, the 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be hit nice and high. Franklin's second and Milford's second player cannot get a glove on it. Goes right over her glove. So a good base hit there for Souza to start off the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch at the home plate umpire having a little chat with Brianna Schaefer as number 10. Ella Weston is ready to be up at bat. And being subbed out for Abby Souza at first base is going to be Brick Gatewood, shortstop for the Panthers. Weston waiting for her first pitch. That first pitch is going to be ball one. Second pitch from Stokes. She's going to hit that one foul. So 1-1. 1-1 to Weston. Runner on first, no one out. That one's going to be hit, but again, it is going to be foul. So 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Stokes. That's going to be a nice, ooh! Milford almost had that ball caught right behind the pitcher's mound. But it's a little too strong for her. It's a little too strong for her glove, and it goes up and over the top, resulting in a base hit for Ella Weston. So Franklin now with runners on first and second, nobody out. As Milford coach Steve DeVito has a little chat at the pitcher's mound. Schaefer having a chat with her players off to the side. So gameplay about to resume here. So sun comes out for a very brief moment. It nearly goes away. First pitch here from Stokes. That one's going to be high, so ball one. Number 14, Brick Bonetti up at bat for the Panthers. Second pitch from Stokes. That one's going to be low, ball two. third pitch. That one's going to be a ground ball to Stokes. Stokes is able to get the out at third. The runners advance to first and second. Milford able to get their first out at third. Number 23, Josie Drucker, up at bat now for the Panthers. First pitch from Stokes. She's going to bunt that. That's going to go into foul territory. Franklin all too eager to try to tie the game up here. Second pitch. And Milford tries to get the out at third base, but that catch is going to be fumbled, so that's going to result in two stolen bases. Franklin advances to second and third. One out. 1 ball and 1 strike to Drucker. Third pitch from Stokes. That one's going to be strike 2. So 1 and 2 now to Drucker. The 1-2 pitch. That's going to be hit foul, so she gets a piece of that. And the 1-2 pitch. That's going to be ball 2. Looked like that one was just inside. So Drucker staying alive in this at-bat. And now the 2-2 pitch. Very close, but ball 3. So full count now to Drucker. The payoff pitch. That one's going to be ball 4. So Drucker able to fight back and score another walk for the Panthers. So bases loaded for the Panthers for the first time this game. And coming up next is going to be number 16, Ava Florist. First pitch here from Stokes. That one's going to be in the dirt, ball 1. Coach Schaefer seeing the potential here as second pitch. That one's going to be in there for strike 1. So 1 and 1 to Florist. Third pitch. That one's going to be hit foul. Nice hit, but unfortunately for Flores, it's going to be hooked into foul territory. So that's going to be 1 and 2. The 1-2 pitch. That one's going to be ball 2. And the 2-2 pitch. So that's going to be strike 3. So a strikeout there for Stokes. It's going to bring Franklin down 2 outs. Number 8, Amelia Rakuten up at bat now for Franklin. First pitch. That one's going to be high, so ball 1. Gameplay pause there by the home plate umpire. Gameplay resumes. That's going to be strike 1. That's going to be a ground ball past the pitcher. Milford is able to get the out at second. That's going to retire the side. Franklin winds up stranding 3 players there. And Milford is able to keep it to a 3-2 game. Tough way for Franklin to get out of that inning. As we now get ready for the top of the 6th. It's actually the top of the 7th. I had a feeling something was going on with the scoreboard, but they finally correct it. So top of the 7th inning. Franklin would love to keep this a 3-2 game. Ava Baglioni to start off the top of the 7th inning for Milford. As she goes up against Abby Souza. First pitch from Souza. That's going to be hit foul. So 0-1 to Baglioni. That one's going to be in there for strike 2. So Baglioni quickly down 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. She gets a piece of that, hits it foul. And again, the 0-2 pitch. That one's going to be a foul ball. Baglioni staying alive here. And again, the 0-2 pitch from Souza. That's going to be a ground ball to second base. Franklin cannot get the out at first. Milford tags up just in time to be called safe at first. So Milford with a runner on first. First pitch here, that's going to be in there for strike 1. Souza, home plate umpire calls timeout. Gameplay resumes. Second pitch from Souza. That one's going to be in the dirt. Franklin cannot get the out. Nice attempt there by Marley Allen to try to catch the stolen base at second, but unfortunately the play is not made, so Milford with a runner on second. That's going to be a pop fly ball into shallow center field. Franklin able to get the out. So that's 1 out from Milford. And that catch was handled by shortstop Ella Weston. Milford number 10, Brooke Stokes up at bat. First pitch from Souza. That one's going to be ball one. Second pitch. That's going to be hit foul, so strike one. That one's going to be hit foul, so 2-2 now to Stokes. The 2-2 pitch from Souza. That's strike three. Franklin gets the second out. And an attempt to catch, Baglioni at second base is going to wind up being a missed move there. So Baglioni advances to third base. Milford down 2 outs. Number 11, Bella Lacerbo up at bat. First pitch from Souza. That one's going to be hit foul. Second pitch. That's going to be in there for strike two. So 0-2 to Lacerbo. 2 outs. Runner on third. The 0-2 pitch. That's going to be hit foul. So, still 0-2 to Lacerbo. And again, the 0-2 pitch from Souza. Strike three. Souza gets the strikeout. And leaves a runner straight in on third for Milford. Franklin keeps it a 3-2 game as we get ready for the start of the third of the bottom of the seventh inning. Franklin down to their final 3 outs here. Can Franklin break through Milford's defenses here and try to either tie this game up or take possibly take a 1-run lead? Not an impossible task for them. Just depends on whether or not Franklin can break through Milford's defenses. We thank you viewers at home for continuing to stay tuned into this softball matchup between Franklin and the visiting Milford Scarlet Hawks. A low-scoring matchup between these two teams. Very different from what happened on their first outing. Milford hoping to take this game against the Panthers. Franklin would love to try to sweep the Scarlet Hawks over 2 games. Sophia Sacramone up at bat to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch from Stokes. That one's going to be low, ball 1. Second pitch from Stokes. That's going to be in the dirt, so ball 2. Third pitch from Stokes. That's going to be a ground ball to third base. Franklin just barely safe at first. Sacramone chasing that base down, and she's able to make it, and she's able to tag up just before the ball gets there. So Franklin with the runner on first. First pitch here. That one's going to be in there for strike one. Number 7, Sarah Boozing up at bat. Nice shot right there, but that's going to be caught by Milford, and they're able to make a double play right there. So Franklin very quickly, just like that, down 2 outs. An incredible catch there by Milford's second baseman. First pitch is going to be ball 1. So Franklin down to their last out here. Marley Allen up at bat. Second pitch is going to be strike. That's going to be ground ball foul. So 1 and 2 to Allen. Franklin down 2 outs. That one's going to be wide, so ball 2. The 2-2 pitch. That one's going to be low, ball 3. The full count pitch. Now it's to Allen. She's going to get a piece of that. It's going to be strike 2. She gets a piece of it, staying alive. Teammates in Franklin Faithful cheering on Allen. And the payoff pitch. That one's going to be hit into potentially foul territory, but Milford is able to make the catch in foul territory. A spectacular catch there by number 13, Kyla Nashawati. And that is going to do it for our coverage here at Franklin High School. Milford is going to take this game against the Panthers by a final score of 3-2. Tough way for Franklin to go out, but the Milford Scarlet Hawks earned their stripes today, and they even this 2-game series out against Milford 1-1. That's going to do it for our coverage here with Milford taking the game 3-2 against the Franklin Panthers. For Chris Leverone and Ben McBride, this is Chris Flynn saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, Franklin sports fans. Have a good one.